Hello everybody, here we are again in Puerto Vallarta. This is again Stanger Brook with Masturbator Sport Fishing and Tackle with another video fishing report. I should apologize a little bit for not putting out more reports, but to be honest with you, things have been pretty busy around here for me, and the fishing hasn't been changing much, but that's changing now. First thing I should bring out is we mentioned a little bit in my last fishing report about how marlin were coming into the area. Well, right now we got a lot of black marlin, anywhere from 300 to 700 pounds, maybe even bigger, out there at El Banco. We haven't been speaking much about El Banco, or the bank, which is located 50 miles out as the crow flies, and it has an underwater kind of mountain range there, so a lot of bait collect around the high spots, what we call them. And water temperatures have been perfect. The blue water's been favorable. Plenty of skip jack tuna, bullet bonita, flying fish, but there's also a lot of calamari and squid in the water right now, which tuna love, but the marlin don't go after too much. So the marlin been hitting really well. There's sailfish out there as well, and you have the possibility of 15 to about 35, maybe 40 pound Dorado out there. The Dorado are a little iffy. They're not exactly, on tap out there. But there's a lot of fishing out there. You can see some tuna. I haven't seen too much tuna out there. The tuna have been running in the area around 30 pounds to about 100 pounds. Depends on what your luck is like. If you go down to Corbetena, seeing a lot of marlin as well. Mostly black out there right now. We have some blue marlin. Corbetena has also Cubera snapper, as does El Morro, which is closer in. They got Cubera snapper, sailfish. Probably should see some Dorado, but that hasn't really been happening much out there. Yellowfin Tuna, they're in and out. And again, a lot of calamari out there. So if you're going to go fishing, bring bait with you. Bring calamari, because these boats don't usually get that in the morning. And that can make or break your whole day, believe it or not. So just make sure you have some of that. Again, the water temperatures are running around 88, 89 degrees, just under 90. Some guys will tell me it's 90 degrees, but my stuff's saying 88, 89. The water's blue, and a lot of times if you're out there going after tuna, you got to pay attention to the moon and the bite. And right now, with a full moon, we were seeing a full moon. The bite is happening very early and very late when it comes to yellowfin tuna. Otherwise, the bite is happening around 7 o'clock and again about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So you're having a double bite out there. So a little bit of luck, you're out of here by 7. You're back in the afternoon. You can catch both the bites. Gives you the best opportunity for catching fish. So that's a little secret. Keep that right inside. Keep that in your back pocket along with the calamari. Fishing in the Punta Mita, El Morro, Punta Mita. It's been pretty good actually. We've seen some mature trash lines out that way, so there's a lot of Dorado. They've been running anywhere from 15 to about 30 pounds, and sailfish as well. If you're over by El Morro, there's Cubera snappers out there. They're taking troll baits, but if you jig a little bit for them, you'll do well out there as well. Of course, there's always bonita, Jack Ravel in the area. The Jack's been running anywhere from 30 to 50 pounds. Pretty abundant, really, for summertime. Normally, they're cold water fish, and they're still hanging around. We still got some Sierra mackerels in the morning. Most people don't go after those. But that's kind of what's going on. 8-hour trip right now. They're seeing even some blue marlin out that way. So anything's possible. Good bang for your buck. And I recommend that. Just make sure you're leaving before 6:15, 6:30 in the morning so you can be out there at a reasonable time around 7. Inside the bay, we're still seeing a lot of rain here. We're not having hurricanes. Hurricanes pass us all the time. So a lot of people have a tendency to ask me, well, are you safe? Is everything okay down there? And well, things are always okay down here. Puerto Vallarta is always safe. Most of the hurricanes that pass us are going well out past 100 miles. We basically don't even see any changes. We might see a small sprinkle or storm, or every once in a while we might see some swell conditions. But even then, it depends on the direction the storm is being pushed and which way all that power goes. So coming down here, people that have a thought about hurricanes affecting their fishing and things like that's never a concern. Maybe out of the whole season, we might have a whole fishing season of 6 months. We might have 2 or 3 days where they close the port, and most of the time that's not even necessary. So if you're thinking about hurricanes being an issue, don't sweat it. It's not that big of a deal. Back inside the bay, and inside the bay, we're seeing a lot of rain again, like I mentioned. So we see some dirty water. Some days there's a lot of dirty water in the bay. Some days there's not much. It just depends on what the conditions have been and how long it's been like that. Right now we're seeing rain pretty much every day. It's been pretty strong showers. And we do have a pretty good mature, I wouldn't say mature, because all the trash lines in the bay are pretty young. It takes time for those to really start working. But, Pepino, Captain Caesar from Magnifico, he was out by Los Arcos the other day, and he caught about 15 Dorado in the 15 to 20 pound range, some a little bit bigger, and he was just bringing it as fast as he can. Other days you go out there, same situation, they won't do too much. One thing to be concerned about is the Dorado are full of calamari also. So, again, bring calamari with you, that's good. But other than that, we got the jacks out there at 35 to 50 pounds. We got, believe it or not, we're seeing some robalo. Robalo is it's a saltwater species, but what it does is it likes what they call agua dulce. And when it rains, you get a lot of fresh water in the bay and coming out of the rivers. And the snook will hang around the coastline and around the rivers a lot. Kind of hard to get pictures of them because just so few of them out there. And a lot of times, guys, the local Mexicans are fishing for snook. They've got like gill nets out around the rivers and things like that. So, it can be pretty hard to get them, but they can run up around 40 pounds. So I'll see if I can find a picture and put them back in these photos here for you. You got jacks, you got bonita, you got Dorado, you got some freak sailfish. Even had a funny, had a blue marlin in the bed the other day. Everybody was talking about. So pretty much anything can happen. And for now, I would say 6-hour trip in the bay is worth the money. But remember, with dirty water, jack crevalles don't seem to care about the dirty water, and you always run a planer, which kind of gets down under the water. And the water can be anywhere from a foot or two to 6 feet thick. So once you get underneath that dirty water, there's all kinds of fish down there feeding on that organic matter and in front of the line itself. So just keep that in mind and be ready to go. But other than that, the fishing is great here. The season is picking up, and we're coming in. We're in September right now. So September is usually a bad month, but the fishing really starts to pick up by now. And by about mid-October, we'll be in full-on tournament season. And, of course, everything goes from there. So if you guys need any boats or anything like that, we've got a lot of available here for you. And we can help you with the tournament process and all that stuff. That's normally about mid-November. I don't know the exact date, but I think it's somewhere around the 12th or the 13th. And I'll have more information for you then later. But until then, just remember, if you have any questions or if you're going to come down, or you want a hotel suggestion or any kind of ideas you might have, feel free to fire me an email. I'm sitting here all day in front of the computer anyway. So feel free to ask. We're selling t-shirts online, and don't be afraid to go there. We're getting ready to do a few more things online, like selling tours. If you want to do tours, let me know. We'll save you some money, and that way you can do all your reservations, your tours, and just get it all out of the way with one person, one time. And you can have a little confidence in us. That we've been here since 2000. And well, I guess that's about it for right now. So again, sorry about no video reports, but the fishing is good. It's getting better every day. Be prepared for warm, hot, humid weather. Depends on where you're from. If you're from Seattle, it's going to feel really hot. If you're from Houston, it'll probably feel about normal. So be ready for that. But having some sleeves in the morning is a good idea. And of course, we do a lot more than just fishing around here. So again, if you have any questions, give me a call or fire me an email or just send me a text message, and we'll go from there. So until next time, this is Stagger Brook in Puerto Vallarta with Masturbator saying, don't forget to kiss your fish. And of course, remember to enjoy your life. It's not there for just plain work, pain, and misery, all right? Talk to you later. Bye-bye.